Rope, boys, JB, Mr. Steal Your Dibs, and the Tantalizing one, Tantalizing 2011. And when you thought the weather would keep us down, you thought wrong. We back up stronger than ever. What's up, my man? How you doing?
Welcome back. Good to see you.
Good to see you too.
I hope you're doing all right with all your hurricane stuff going out there again.
Tell me about it, bro. All my family in Lake Charles, they evacuated once again. And this time, from what I'm hearing on the news, it was more rain this time than wind. So I'm hoping, nothing got flooded,
Right. Also, we both were under the weather last week. And everybody gets nervous when they hear that we're under the weather. Uh-oh, COVID-19.
Right.
Let me explain some to you about COVID-19. COVID-19 is not coming to mess with Mr. Steal Dibs or the Tantilizing one.
That's exactly right.
We layeth the smack down on COVID-19. So that being said, a lot of stuff went on in wrestling, man.
Oh, we want to talk about SmackDown and the draft, pretty much the whole show. And let's get right into pretty much the most surprising thing that happened. So, last night, Big E and Sheamus put on a pay-per-view worthy match. And I quote that from Brandon Fraser. He said it on MVS yesterday. They put on a pay-per-view worthy match. Both guys were bleeding. They took beatings. Hard-hitting match between the two in their Falls Count Anywhere street fight. It was a great way to start the show after round one of the draft, which we will get into in a little bit. And then Big E wins the match with a big ending off of a card through two tables. He goes backstage, and then out of nowhere, the return of Kofi Kingston and Xavier Woods. And it's so funny because I had my girlfriend with me, and we're watching it, and I was telling her about Kofi and Xavier got to be coming back soon from injury. I had just said that when Big E hit the ramp for the match, and bam, there they are. And then they talk about becoming the new WWE Tag Team Champion. I was like, oh, about to be 9 times. Oh, man. So Kofi and Woods come out wrestling. Woods look healthy. He diving and jumping, doing hurricane rounders off that torn Achilles, off that left or right foot. Kofi look healthy. I'm like, okay, them boys look good. They look good. And then they get to 1, 2, 3. I'm up, jumping, celebrating. I'm like, hell yeah. 9-time tag champs? Hell yeah. Big E come running with the tape all over his arms because he was getting iced up in the back because he took a beating. He run out there. He celebrating with them. Oh, yeah. Oh, let's go to round 4 of the draft. They in the ring. What the hell happens? Raw drafts Kofi and Xavier Woods. And then SmackDown drafts Big E. You took away all the excitement from a great show from beginning to when you drafted in round 4. You took away all excitement. Look at those guys' faces in the ring. I don't think they knew that was going to happen. I don't think they knew that was going to happen. Big E looked like he was about to be in tears. Because now his brothers will be gone. And it really pissed me off. I know stables don't last for long. I know they don't. But goddamn, this is one of the best stables they've ever had. 6 years strong. #1 in merchandise sales. Over with the crowd. Why do it now? I understand you want to give Big E a push. But why not give Big E a push with his brothers alongside of him like you did with Kofi almost 2 years ago? Why? Why do this now? Bro, I was literally upset. I mean, there's things in wrestling fan, it hits you hard. It hurts. When Hulk Hogan lost to Ultimate Warrior, I ran in the room. I cried. Hell yeah, I was 6 years old. That hurt. You know, seeing Hogan turn heel, that hurt. I ain't gonna lie. I was a Hulkamaniac. Seeing Sasha get her ass whooped the way she did, that hurt. Goddamn. Goddamn. Why not? Let Big E get his run with his brothers. That right there, bro, I did not see coming. I didn't expect it. Unbelievable. I was very disappointed that had to happen. Go ahead, bro.
So this is the first time I see you so animated and out of control.
I'm pissed off about the shit. I really am, bro.
It looks like you've been drinking the Tantilizing juice, bro. You all over the place.
I mean, man, my girl can tell you, you really upset. I said, hell yeah, I'm upset. I was just celebrating 1 minute ago, and now I'm like, this some bullshit.
Well, they did exactly what they wanted to do by doing what they did. Because number one, nobody saw it coming. For Xavier Woods to just come back and them to get the tag titles and split them up, that's a lot of roller coaster of emotions right there.
Exactly.
But guess what? That's what you want in wrestling, a roller coaster of emotions and stuff that's unpredictable.
Would you want it right then and there, though?
I'm going to tell you right now, I'm glad they did it the way they did it because it's shocking. It's, it's controversial. And you didn't have time to, it wasn't even something you speculated. Nothing that people were talking about.
Right.
The dirt sheets were talking about it. We weren't talking about it.
We didn't know Kofi and Woods were coming back.
Exactly. But this is the thing. Everything is so premeditated with wrestling, and we could always tell the stories ahead of time. This was perfect. I love the New Day. I think you're looking at this the wrong way. They might have broke the faction. New Day did not break up. New Day got physically separated to different brands. The New Day is still together, bro.
Okay, so when you think of New Day, you think of 2 on one brand or 1 on another brand, or you think of all 3 together?
Listen, with the way everything works right now, with the Thunderdome, you gotta realize something. SmackDown and Raw tape in the same building. It's not like one's in Orlando and one's in Tampa. They're in the same building. If every now and then Biggie got to do a run-in to help his boys, so be it. If Kofi and Xavier got to save Big E from a beatdown, so be it. They're the champions. They're the SmackDown Tag Team Champions. They're not the Raw Tag.
But next week they having a farewell New Day match. Farewell. They promoted it next week on SmackDown. A farewell New Day match.
Listen, they're the SmackDown Tag Team Champions for now until they change them to the Raw Tag Team Champions. We got to see how they're going to do this. This is unprecedented to have people as champions, as the SmackDown brand champions, move to Raw. It's different if you're the Universal Champion because all you got to do is change the color of the belt from blue to red. And the WWE Champion, the color stays the same. The Raw Tag Team Champions are red. SmackDown Tag Team Champions are blue. Now, we don't know what's going to happen. We have no clue. So, yes, it's shocking. Yes, it's disappointing. But on the other hand, think of all the possibilities, what they could do with the New Day now. You got Xavier Woods. They'll have their merch. You have Big E with his merch on SmackDown. You never know how they're going to do it. I know you're upset, and trust me, I'm not upset. I can't say I'm mad. I'm just a little shocked. But the thing that didn't happen, which you gotta be happy for, they didn't break up. They didn't turn on each other like all factions do. Every faction has a problem, no matter what faction you're in. Evolution, the Horsemen, Shield, someone turns. They did not turn, which means they're still tight. And if Biggie's going for the big title, because I see right now, I think they're doing this to put him on his own to see what he can do without all the dancing and singing.
Oh, and of course,
I think Roman Reigns is in his future, believe it or not.
I really do. I hope so. I hope there's a Royal Rumble.
Think about it. You got the Shield and New Day had a rivalry from the three-man factions from back in the day, bro. From Survivor Series and everything. Right. I got a feeling they did this to really put Biggie by himself to push him hard. So you should be happy for it.
Look, I want Biggie to get his push. I want Biggie to be world champion. Yes, I do. But I kind of want him to be with his brothers like Kofi had Biggie and Woods when he won. That's all I'm saying. Now, if Biggie win that world title at WrestleMania, I would love to see Kofi and Woods run to that ring. I would.
They'll be there. Listen, they can do stuff. There's so many possibilities where they can do. Like, Biggie could be in a match with somebody for the number one contendership in a Hell in a Cell match or no DQ match, and freaking Xavier and Kofi run in, give them the kibashi and run. Anything can happen, bro. It's going to be weird, but I think that's a good thing. They're doing stuff now. I don't know what happened with them, but the pandemic made them have to think outside the box more. So think about it. Things are different. Things are way different. Things are less predictable than they used to be. Roman showing up with Paulie, unpredictable.
Yeah.
The Sasha Bayley thing you saw coming, but not the way it's happening. These two trying to kill each other. That's unpredictable. Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler as the tag team champions. Unpredictable. So, bro, it's good for wrestling, man. I'm liking it.
Bro, but you got it. You have to look at their faces. And, they say they never know which show they're going to when they get drafted. And if they knew, they sold it well. I'm going with that. They didn't know. The look on their faces, bro, it's like total disbelief.
I'll tell you what they did. They told them probably right before the show. They told them right before the show because Big E was definitely visibly hurt. You could tell
before the match with Sheamus.
Yeah, he looked different. I think they told him right before the show started. Whatever the case may be, it was not something they knew days and days ago about. They just found out either right before the show or live TV. Because the one thing that makes you think they knew is because Xavier's like, you didn't say E's name. You didn't say E. What about E? What about E? So I think they might have known before the show. But no matter what the case may be, they sold that shit. They sold it.
They sold it. But, man, I can sit here and say it, bro, that look on Big E's face. And if you saw my picture on MVS, man, Big E looked like he wanted to cry, bro. Like, literally, like he wanted to cry.
Speaking of MVS, just go away from the actual wrestling matches for a second. I want to welcome all the new members to MVS that's come over from Mania Club. So if you're watching it now live or you won't watch it later, welcome to the club.
That's right, baby. Welcome to MVS Mania Club. Nothing but love. Trohan just said something very important. Their podcast is going to be very hot now, the New Day podcast. I would love to hear them talk about it. I would love to hear the New Day talk about what just happened, getting their thoughts about it, That would explain a lot, answer a lot of questions in regard to what just happened.
And you know that they're gonna pull back the fourth wall. That they'll explain, hey, we knew it, because one thing with the podcast, you can break character. So it's gonna be a good year. Tron, I gotta say something about Tron. Tron always got some good. He always has good insight. Always has the best questions. Always has the best angles. Tron Gotta give you props, bro.
Definitely, definitely. Always. Trohan, our dude. Most definitely. Moving on from the New Day debacle and everything, man. Let's go to the tag team division. As we just said, New Day are the new SmackDown tag team champions. They got drafted to Raw. So the SmackDown tag team champs are going to Raw. And on Raw, the Raw tag team champions are the Street Profits. So now we probably sit here thinking, okay, the Street Profits probably going to go to SmackDown. I'll get into that a little bit later too. The Street Profits are going to go to SmackDown. Maybe New Day and the Street Profits are going to go ahead and exchange the belts. I don't think that's going to happen. And what I think is going to happen is this. Monday Night Raw, maybe Monday Night Raw, definitely not SmackDown, but maybe on Monday Night Raw or the next upcoming pay-per-view, I believe they're going to unify the tag team belts and have the tag team champions show up on Raw and SmackDown. Okay? Like you just said, nobody's traveling anywhere. They're all at the Amway Center in Orlando. So it makes it easier. Okay, we can have one champion. And think about this. I'm not going to say the names now because I'm going to say it a little later. But there were a couple tag teams that got split up. The New Day's not the only one. Tag teams got split. All right? We said before the tag team division's kind of watered down, and then we've had some injuries. So maybe now, with the New Day sort of kind of split, with Kofi and Xavier Woods going to Raw, maybe now, hey, we got these injuries, don't have enough tag teams. Let's unify and have one tag team champion. That's what I think is going to happen. You don't think so?
Nope. I think that they're going to keep both tag team championships on each brand, because they're going to unify that. Then people are going to say, well, how come they're going to unify the Universal and the WWE title? That'd be a problem. You do make a point though, because the women's tag team championship is just one, and they got about the same amount of tag teams. But now you got me thinking. Now you got me thinking. It's a good angle. But I think this is a way to start a feud between the Street Profits and New Day, and it could even be this just hit me, so it might sound a little crazy. Maybe. So now, wait, let me get this right. So Street Profits are still Raw Tag Team Champions, correct?
That's correct.
So the only way that they could not be Raw Tag Team Champions is they either lose it, and then the team that beats them moves to SmackDown. That might be a possibility, number one. Mm-hmm. I don't see anybody. I don't know who's going to beat them. But the other thing they might do is maybe this breakup with Big E and Xavier Woods is not fully solidified. Maybe they're going to give Woods and Xavier the opportunity to fight for the Raw Tag Team titles and get to choose where they want to go. I know it sounds crazy, but stranger things have happened. Right now, I'm up in the air what's going to happen to the tag team titles, because who the hell knows? Raw's draft is on Monday. We got to wait till Monday to see what goes on.
Right.
It's exciting to me. Like, listen, we talked about this when the pandemic started and we started the show.
Yeah.
You've got to wrestling has to be appealing to the fan like me. And what I mean is that is a fan who knows the business, knows the bullshit, a fan who, no matter what, who knows the backstage stuff, still is a big fan. And you can't be condescending towards me. You got to make me feel engaged.
That's right.
And the one thing that keeps a real fan engaged is fan interaction, crowds, the whole deal. When they take a crowd away, it takes away from the product. If you notice, with the Thunderdome and even the AEW, with the fans in the stands and the applause, audio, it makes you feel more like you're into it. WWE has found a way now, without the fans in the arena, to engage us and bring us in. Because for me, not to have a straight thought on, oh, they're gonna do this is exactly what you want. I have no idea what they're gonna do with New Day. I have no idea about the tag team titles. We gotta wait till Monday. And This is what brings up the ratings, because now I'm gonna watch Raw. If I wasn't gonna watch it, I'm definitely gonna watch it.
Oh, we are definitely gonna watch it because we want to see what's next. Because we have questions. The tag team titles for the men is probably the number one question out of everything. Like SmackDown tag champs on Raw, really? I mean, yeah, we saw Universal and WWE always switch. But look, they don't have a Raw name or a SmackDown name. So that's easy. Just got a SmackDown and a Raw name for tag team belts. So that's throwing question marks all around, like, what the hell is happening? But, Otis get drafted, not Tucker. That might be a split. Okay? Jey Uso got drafted to SmackDown. Okay? But we didn't see Jimmy get drafted, but his wife got drafted to Raw. Is that a foreshadow that Jimmy is going to go to Raw? I don't think Jimmy's going to leave his wife. I think he's going to stay with her, but even though they still all right there, it's a bunch of question marks, and we'll get our answers on Raw Monday night. So, moving on to the actual draft for round one. I think we saw that Drew would stay on Raw and Roman would stay on SmackDown. I think we knew that. I didn't see Asuka going in the first round. That was pretty cool. She stays on Raw. The Hurt Business gets drafted in the first round. They stay on Raw. This was the second surprise. Seth Rollins gets drafted to Friday Night SmackDown. Now, yeah, it's a good pick. It's a damn good pick. Seth Rollins, one of the best in the world. But for 2 years, Seth Rollins was the face for Monday Night Raw. Who took over when Roman left for cancer? Seth Rollins. Who carried the Raw brand? Seth Rollins. Who beat the Beast Incarnate twice at Mania and SummerSlam? Seth Rollins. Seth Rollins, to me, was the face of Raw. Yeah, now they're moving to Drew McIntyre to be the face of Raw. I get it. I understand it. But damn, you just named the man the Monday Night Messiah. You just named him the Monday Night Messiah. Why was he named that? Because he was the face of Monday Night Raw. There was nobody on the Raw roster better than Seth Rollins. Now he's going to SmackDown. I like to see how this is going to work out. Okay, I think we know the rivalry with him and Ray is going to continue on SmackDown. We'll get into that in a little bit. But how do you feel about Seth Rollins leaving Monday Night Raw and going to Friday Night SmackDown?
We now have the SmackDown Savior. Monday Night Messiah, Monday Night Rollins has moved over to Friday nights. And it's going to be a Friday night frenzy with the savior of SmackDown. I think it's a great move because now what you do is you really put the pressure on Drew McIntyre and Keith Lee and Randy Orton to step up even more to cover that hole that Seth's leaving. And now you have another dynamic on Friday Night SmackDown, because who else is on SmackDown that has a history with Rollins? Who? Oh, Roman Reigns. So you have the SmackDown, the Universal Champion Roman Reigns, and SmackDown Savior and they're both heels. What's going to happen there? Number one. Number two, a lot of people are tired of the whole Rey Mysterio Dominic thing. I am not.
I'm not either.
I think it's good storytelling. It's
Old rivalry, long rivalry, old school
rivalries, long rivalries. This is what builds the storyline. This is where you get the crescendo of the finish of a match and a major pay-per-view. The whole thing with Roman and Jey Uso.
Yep.
Not a one match and it's over. Keep it going. So Rollins being on SmackDown, to me, you got a lot of possibilities. And we'll see. Because you never know. This could be a way to maybe phase Roman back to the good side. Maybe this was only a temporary thing with him being a heel. Maybe Seth Rollins creates some trouble between Heyman and Roman. You also got that little ear, the little voice in the back of your head saying, "Where's Brock? Where's Brock?" So I think it's a good thing. Seth Rollins has reinvented himself as a different kind of heel.
Yeah.
He was a different kind of heel when he turned on the Shield. This kind of heel, he's just a instigating, holier than thou MFer. He doesn't give a crap who he offends. He doesn't care who he messes up, and I like it. So I like him going to SmackDown.
When Roman was the face of Raw, I liked it. But I understood why they sent Roman to SmackDown when SmackDown was going to Fox.
Sorry, I couldn't.
I wasn't talking to you, Siri. Thank you. All right. Now, I would like to see Seth stay on Raw because, like I said, I think he's a man, but they're going another direction. I don't want to see Seth lose any. How can I say this? Any, not value, but he's high on the totem pole. I don't want to see Seth get dropped just because Roman's the man on SmackDown. I want Seth to still stay on his high totem pole where he belongs, where he deserves to stay. That's how I feel. I think on Raw that would happen. I know the draft is to get new rivalries and set up new matches. I get it, but I hope we don't lose Seth from up here to down here.
Nah, I don't think that's gonna happen. I think that the best way to elevate Seth Rollins is to put him on SmackDown and see what kind of trouble he can cause there. I mean, could you imagine the way Roman's new persona is? Roman talks very little now, and he's very arrogant, and he's very deliberate on what he says.
Yes,
can you imagine Mr. Mealy Mouth Seth Rollins, who keeps talking, hey, Roman, hey, just back together again, and Roman's like, what do you want, Seth?
right.
It's a different dynamic, but they can help each other too,
True.
So we'll see. We can see a 2.0 Shield reunion. Maybe somebody gives Seth the IC title. He joins up with Heyman. Anything can happen, bro.
Right. Yep.
Also, you got to realize they got this Hell in a Cell match coming up, and Jimmy might interfere. Maybe Roman needs a friend. You know what I mean?
True. I just don't see Jimmy staying on SmackDown because of Naomi. But we'll get into that pretty much right now. Moving on. Round 2. When Seth Rollins got drafted, I knew this guy was going back to Raw. Number one, it was never intended for AJ Styles to get traded to SmackDown. We know why he got traded to SmackDown. Due to what Paul Heyman did to the Good Brothers. You know, he did not want to work with Paul Heyman. All right? Now, Paul Heyman is back on SmackDown. And AJ was on SmackDown. AJ's back on Raw. I saw that as soon as Seth got drafted, that AJ was going back to Raw. I have no problem with AJ on Raw at all. And I think the feud is going to happen with him and Drew McIntyre. I can see it. Or he with Keith Lee. I can see it. I like both matchups. All right. So before we get any further, we're going to talk about AJ Styles going back to Raw. Your feelings on that?
I think it's a good move. It takes him out of the intercontinental title picture and puts him directly at the WWE Champion's doorstep.
Yes.
Good segue. Got to realize something. AJ, he technically got cheated out of the IC title.
Yeah.
You know, got hit in the head with the knee brace, and then of course getting handcuffed.
Right.
So he looks strong. Him going to Raw, you got some matchups now that he can definitely get into. You know, there's no love lost to him and Randy Orton, number one.
That's correct.
Keith Lee and him is definitely a possibility. And then, of course, Drew McIntyre. You know, this could be a way to phase AJ back to the face side as well. Depends.
Good point. Good point.
We'll see what happens there because got possibilities now. You know, I like it. I like him on Raw, and I think that, of course, what you said, Paul being on SmackDown, even though they're in the same building, is just a different dynamic. And you know, AJ going to Raw definitely works for me.
Yeah, definitely. Let's go back for a second. Our boy Brian Cannon got a question. He says, "Who would Seth feud with on SmackDown?" It's going to be Rey Mysterio, which we're going to get into in the next topic. But it's going to be Rey Mysterio due to the fact that Rey and Dominic were drafted to SmackDown. That storyline will continue. You got to remember, when Seth got drafted, they interviewed Seth, and he said, "I don't have to see the Mysterios anymore." That was a foreshadow to the Mysterios getting drafted to SmackDown, which happened. So that storyline goes to SmackDown. That feud continues for a little bit longer. Brian, that continues. Now,
Brian, hold on.
Go ahead, sir. Go ahead.
Brian just brought up a great question. Brian, B. Cannon, my boy, my brother, that is a great question. Who is Seth going to feud with? Well, we did mention a few people, but as soon as he asked that question, something just clicked in my head. So you've seen in the dirt sheets and you've seen on a lot of shows in the internet that they're trying to get the money to bank case off of Otis. Who would be a great candidate to get the money to bank case off of Otis in some kind of match?
That's a good point. Yeah, good point.
Seth Rollins with the money to bank briefcase and Roman as champ? Could happen. Just saying. Everybody has to stop looking at heel face for right now. Good guy, bad guy doesn't matter because bad guys fight bad guys all the time.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a possibility. And this is what's great about what they're doing is they're making it so that there's more than one scenario. You know? So we'll see. Good question, B. Cannon.
Very good question. Also, in round 2, there were some women that got drafted. Naomi got drafted to Raw. Let's start with her right quick because that was big. We haven't seen Naomi on TV recently. Haven't heard about Naomi. For Naomi to go that high in the draft, Raw must have some plans for her. And I'm waiting to see Naomi get some plans. I want to see Naomi get another title run at least one more time. At least this was big. I was shocked to see Naomi go that high. What about you?
So here's my prediction. Okay? They brought Naomi over for a reason. As you said, it's been real quiet with Naomi. Why would Naomi go so high in the draft? Why? Unless they were having plans with her. Now, conventional thinking is going to say, oh, well, maybe they're going to feud with Asuka. Who else is on Raw that has attitude? Who they could pair up with to go against Shayna and Nia Jax for the women's tag team titles? The EST of WWE.
Oh, time out. Pause. The EST got drafted to SmackDown in round 2. She is not on Raw. You didn't know that? Yeah. The EST. I was saving that for last. Yes, the EST is on SmackDown.
Timeout. 20-second timeout. I was at work last night in the limo, and I was watching SmackDown. I did not see Bianca Belair's name.
So it went AJ Styles, then SmackDown did Sasha, Raw did Naomi, SmackDown did Bianca Belair. Yes, sir.
Ain't this a bitch? Well, that just throws my whole scenario out the damn window.
Hell yeah, it does. Stomp on that thing outside, man. Hope a cat come up and pick it up and run with it. But go ahead.
I'm upset now. Now I'm upset. As you're upset about the New Day, I'm upset that they took. I'm not trying to change the subject. I'm sorry. I'm going off the script.
Hey, it kind of changed your story about the Street Profits on Raw too, right?
How are you taking Bianca Belair off of Raw? Oh my God. They got to move Street Profits now.
Now you see why I said unification? Now you see why I'm saying unification now. It's all coming in.
I'm upset. I'm very upset right now because I saw the draft. I didn't see Bianca Belair's name. I must have turned my head or missed it or something. But to me, that's crazy. I mean, I guess it's good for her because they have a heel champion as but wow. And that goes back to Naomi's. What's the point of moving her? Because she's not beating Asuka.
No, unless they give her a strong push where they can make everybody believe in her that she can win. Other than that, I can't tell you.
I'm upset now.
So he's upset about Bianca. So now he sees the Street Profits being moved, which goes to my point about Jimmy probably gonna be on Raw with Naomi. And when they start traveling again doing these shows, Jimmy's not gonna let Naomi be by herself and he with his brother. Hell no. Jimmy gonna be right there with Naomi. And then they must like what they see in Jey Uso as a solo competitor. They must. In order to say, all right, hey, Jey looks good. We're gonna go ahead and separate them. They have to. Jimmy's not gonna leave Naomi by herself. That ain't happening.
This whole thing got me all messed up now. So now I still think you're wrong about unification. I think what's gonna happen now is they're gonna draft Street Profits to SmackDown, and those two are gonna walk on the screen each other and pass each other the tag team titles. They'll get the Raw. They'll give Xavier and Woods the Raw titles, and they'll give them the SmackDown titles. I think
I did say that could happen. I did say that could happen. I did say that.
To me, that's just a cop out, But
yeah.
Oh man, I'm upset about Bianca Belair moving.
I understand. I think
we didn't have a chance to talk before the show. Do you have anything about NXT in your thing at all?
I don't.
I gotta say one thing. We go off script.
Go ahead.
Listen, speaking of women and speaking of people coming back from injuries, such as Kofi Kingston, such as Xavier Woods.
Yeah.
Ember Moe's back, baby.
Yes.
NXT I love it. And she, listen, if you can see she was a little overweight, a little thicker, but I liked it. And she didn't move like she was out of shape. You could tell she gained that ring. She got that ring rust fat on her. She wasn't slim but she moved like I can't believe. She wore sneakers, if you noticed. You saw that?
I did see that. Yes, sir.
She wore special sneakers to protect her Achilles.
Yes.
Bro, she did 2 moves that impressed me. She did one move where she dove through the ropes.
Uh-huh.
And then that eclipse was the best eclipse I ever seen her do. Ever.
Ooh.
It was like a swanton in midair, and then she snapped it. Bro, she's back. They better give her the fucking NXT, excuse my language, give her the NXT Women's title. She blew the roof off the place.
Yes, indeed. Banks was the first woman drafted to SmackDown. Take that, James Blanton. Get off Bayley behind. All right. And then the last pick of round 2 went to Raw. That was the women tag team champions, Nia and Shayna. Now, we got some breaking news right quick. We have some breaking news. All right, here we go. So on Talking Smack this morning, the draft continued. All right, here we go. Humberto Carrillo went to Raw. Murphy went to SmackDown. Drew Gulak went to Raw. I think we saw that coming because he's been on Raw lately for that 24/7 championship. Lucha House Party kind of split like the New Day. Kalisto staying on SmackDown right now. No word on the rest of them, but that's kind of like a foreshadow. And like I said earlier, by mentioning about Otis being drafted to SmackDown, Tucker is going to Raw.
What? They broke up Heavy Machinery?
Yep.
So wait, Otis stays on SmackDown? So no reuniting him and Mandy.
No.
Wow.
We'll get to that part in a little bit also. But yep. Shout out to Trohan with the breaking news from Talking Smack. We appreciate that. Now,
Tucker to Raw?
Tucker to Raw.
What's he gonna do? Otis the whole squad anyway.
Exactly. I don't know. I couldn't tell you. But I guess we gotta wait and see. But let's look at round 3 of the draft. I didn't see this first pick coming so high, but shout out to MVP for kind of helping this man, and I hope they start using him right and he can go on a run. Raw took Ricochet with the first pick in the draft for round 3. That was shocking. SmackDown took Jey Uso. Raw took Mandy Rose. SmackDown took Rey and Dominic Mysterio. And then Raw took Miz and Morrison. Now, you don't think Miz and Morrison about to mess with Mandy Rose on Raw? There's no Otis to be found. And it makes sense. Otis wants to have his little trial or whatever with the Miz. And they backstage and it said that got postponed. Why? Miz and Morrison got drafted to Raw.
Wow.
Very wild.
They're doing some crazy stuff right now. This is crazy.
Very.
Well, listen, we always complain about them not thinking outside the box, and it's so predictable. This draft is great because there's some shocking things going on.
Very shocking. Very shocking. Like I said, seeing tag teams get split up. Mandy Rose Probably got to fend for herself on Raw unless Tucker comes to her aid. And then what if she starts to fall in love with Tucker? And oh Lord, that's another story for another day. But we will see. We will see. Mysterio's on SmackDown. I ain't got a problem with it. I really don't. Jey Uso on SmackDown by himself. Let's see what happens with that. And Ricochet, give Ricochet a run, man. You know, they gave him a little run, and they dug him deep, and now MVP came and kind of took him out of there and got him back in the ring, getting TV time. Ricochet is a hell of a talent, bro. A hell of a talent. Just use him right. Fans love him. Use him right.
I agree. I feel bad for Ricochet because Ricochet is the kind of wrestler that he would thrive at NXT.
Alan Blake said for you to close your mouth before flies start flying in your grill.
Shocked, bro.
What are you trying to say? You know, because you know the phrase is flies are attracted to shit. You know, my man here don't talk a lot of shit. Hold on, you know, he speaks some realness. You know,
my name's not Mike Pence.
I was about to say that. Oh man, yes indeed. All right, moving on. Round 4, the last draftees on SmackDown. So yes, that's when Kofi and Woods found out they were going to Raw. Big E staying on SmackDown. Dana Brooke going to Raw. And then we saw Otis get drafted to SmackDown. And then we saw Angel Garza, who's out on injury, get drafted to Raw. They must like Angel Garza a lot now. You know, looks like he might be split from Andre. We'll see, but you know, everybody seems to like Angel Garza. They say he's the next Eddie Guerrero. We shall see. But I'm going back to Otis right quick. Going back to Otis. I still believe Otis is going to cash in the Money in the Bank on whoever is the WWE champion on Raw. Just to be back with Mandy. I think it's going to happen. Now, will it be a long title reign? We don't know. Does Otis lose the world title and stays on Raw? We don't know. It's yet to be seen, but I believe that this Otis and Mandy storyline is not over with yet.
I don't know, man. I'm kind of confused on what they're doing with Otis and this Money in the Bank case. I mean, for him to come to Raw and get back with Mandy, he'd have to win the title. He's not gonna beat Drew. And whoever beats Drew.
But what if Drew or Keith Lee or AJ, they had a tough fight with one another and they tired and all that, and here come Otis. They tired. That gives Otis an advantage, right?
Could happen. It's so weird that they gave him the Money in the Bank briefcase in the first place because he hasn't even attempted to cash in.
Not yet. He has not.
So,
but Seth didn't try to cash in for a whole year, almost until WrestleMania.
But he teased it. It was a tease every now and then.
I got you. I got
this is not even a tease.
Tease, right. Well, what about with Braun when Braun was celebrating? He was like doing all that. That was a tease.
That's true.
Tease.
I just don't see him winning I don't see him winning anyway, either title.
Okay.
It would just throw a lot of monkey wrench. Like the whole point was because he was with Mandy. I could see it if he was with Mandy. But I don't know. This one I got to think about.
Okay. We will see. Dana Brooke going to Raw. She's been doing tag teams with Mandy on Raw, so that's probably a new thing that's about to happen. Dana and Mandy as a tag team.
To me, it made no. I don't get it. you get rid of one friend to get away with another. Like, I don't know why Mandy Rose needs anybody. You know what I mean?
I'm with you. I would have Mandy by herself, solo. I would. I mean, yeah, her and Sonya Deville was great together. You broke them up. Let Mandy go. And we saw Mandy in the ring against Sonya, and she looked so much better, improved drastically.
Yeah. True.
Yep. And Angel Garza, a good talent in the ring, and we're gonna see what they do with him. We're gonna see. So, also on SmackDown, they had a couple matches, and we're gonna start off with Sasha versus Bayley. Now, I really was waiting for a match at a pay-per-view between the two. Didn't think we'd get one last night, but once we got it, and it wasn't the main event, the thought in my mind said, to be continued. And Sasha was whooping the hell out of Bayley in that match. Made her look strong to where Bayley had to get a chair and get disqualified on purpose. And now we have the matchup in a Hell in a Cell. Bayley versus Sasha. Pretty much, my question to you is, what happened yesterday in the match, did you see that coming?
Yeah, once they put it on TV, you know it's going to be DQ. And you know there's going to I'm upset they brought Sasha back so quick. And
Yeah.
they put them in the ring.
Yeah.
Yeah, Hell in a Cell, of course, we'll see the match, but I think it waters it down a little bit, But I'm pretty sure they're gonna have a good match at Hell in a Cell. Sasha's back. She looked great.
Yeah.
I thought it was a good match. I just think they gotta have a big payoff at Hell in a Cell. They need to burn the damn building down.
They need to. I heard rumors of it supposed to be the main event. I don't think so with Roman and Jay. I don't think so. With that being an I Quit match, the first ever I Quit match inside of Hell in a Cell. Wow. But other than that, like I said, I didn't want this match to happen, but I'm glad it's still being continued. Watered down a little bit, yeah, just a little bit. But I think Sasha and Bayley are going to tear the house down, like you said, come Hell in a Cell.
Oh, definitely.
And last topic of the day. Well, not yet, not the last one. We're getting there. The Fiend went up against Kevin Owens. Now, we've seen Kevin Owens on SmackDown the past 2 weeks. I think that's another foreshadow of what's about to happen on Monday Night Raw. We won't talk about it, but I don't know what's the idea of the Fiend versus Kevin Owens. I'm really not getting it. Are you getting it?
Not in the least. I'm so confused by it.
Yeah. I really just don't know. I don't know if maybe Kevin asked for this or what. I just don't know. I don't know the storyline with Kevin and the Fiend, but besides him just interviewing Alexa and Alexa telling him, let him in. I don't get it. Will this be the last and only match for them and we really never get a storyline about this? Maybe. If, Kevin stays on Raw, Fiend and Alexa stay on SmackDown, or they swap. We don't know. It's just, this was one that's hard to grasp because
I don't think they know what to do with Kevin Owens right now. Is the problem?
I
They
agree
know
with you on that.
You can put the Fiend with anybody.
Yeah.
I think they're trying to give Kevin Owens something because I think Kevin Owens is unhappy.
Yeah, I think he's unhappy too. Yeah.
Kevin Owens, to me, was robbed of the WWE robbed the Universal title by Brock Lesnar.
Yep.
That should never. Excuse me, by
Goldberg.
Excuse me, by Goldberg.
Yeah. That never happened.
That should never happen.
Right.
To me, Kevin Owens is one of the he don't look like the greatest wrestler, but the dude puts on a good show.
Hell yeah.
And he's crazy good on the mic.
Yes.
He seems very genuine. And I think right now they know he's unhappy. And if I'm correct, Kevin Owens' contract is coming to the down soon. I think January. If that's the case, I think they're trying to figure out, hey, we can't lose this guy to AEW.
Hell no.
Kevin Owens leaving, it might not seem big, but if Kevin Owens left to go to AEW, that's huge. It's huge.
And who's Kevin Owens' best friend?
Who?
Adam Cole, baby.
Yeah, so never know.
Yeah, I don't want to see Kevin Owens go to what you call it?
I don't want to see
AEW.
Kevin say the truth.
Yeah.
But I think Kevin Owens right now they're trying to figure out what to do with him. He has no title, you know. You got to figure out something to do with him.
Look, if you want to keep Kevin, and Kevin is sitting there saying, I want to go to NXT, and how much I don't want him to go back to NXT, but if you want to keep Kevin, just send him back to NXT. Send him back. Yeah.
Right now, what they do, they're definitely trying to make NXT an equal brand.
Yeah.
So it's not a step down. You know, I'm not gonna lie, I was so glad to see Ember, but I felt a little disappointed that she doesn't get a Raw title. You know what I mean? Like she came in hot. Came in hot, ready to go. And that stupid 24/7 title gave her the injury she has.
Exactly.
And the Achilles tendon, man, it's crazy. It goes to show you how good the doctors WWE has, because they got two major stars that have Achilles tendon issues, and they both come back within 2 days of each other.
Mm-hmm.
So
Edge had one too.
Huh?
Edge had tore his Achilles years
ago.
Right. Mm-hmm.
So I think you're right about Kevin Owens and going to NXT. It elevates NXT. You know, I wouldn't mind seeing Kevin Owens versus Finn Balor.
Oh man, renew that rivalry. Yeah, definitely. Think about it. KO lost the NXT Championship to Finn Balor.
That could happen, bro.
Yeah, that'd be nice. I mean, right now you look at it. Who's up next to challenge Kevin Owens? Not Kevin Owens, Finn Balor. Who's up? We don't know.
Honestly, nobody.
Right. We'll see.
And they can draw it out too, because Finn's got that broken jaw.
Yeah.
So they could definitely draw it out a while.
Mm-hmm. True.
So we'll see.
One more topic and we're done with the show. We're talking about Chris Jericho. Y2J, Le Champion, Demo God, Lionheart, whatever nickname you got for Chris Jericho, whatever, for over the years. But he has been wrestling 30 years now. 30 years for Chris Jericho. He is one of the greatest of all time. What can you say? From New Japan to ECW, WCW, WWE, back to New Japan, now to AEW. He's been in every organization you can think of. And at the age of 48, 49 years old, he is still able to get the job done. What's one of your fondest memories of Chris Jericho? Either wrestling, in the ring, on the mic, whatever. Doesn't matter.
Well, listen, to be in the business 30 years and to still compete at a high level such as he does is a testament. He might not be in the best physical shape. He doesn't look like he used to, of course. We all see that. But the guy's 48, 49 years old. Gravity happens. You get older. You can't lose that fat as quickly as you want to. I'm a testament to that. So that being said, he hasn't lost a step. He's still doing the lion salt. He's still, jumping off the ropes with that drop kick. He's not doing anything different than he did, from when he first started. to me, my biggest memory of Jericho is definitely I got two. My favorite one is, of course, when he showed up at Raw and The Rock, shut him down when on his debut. So,
Right.
But my main thing is not a specific moment. It's an ongoing thing. How I'm the first guy to beat Stone Cold and Rock in the same night. How he quotes it over and over and over again. So every accolade Jericho gets, excuse me, I'm on medication, and I want to tell you about that in the show, some personal stuff.
All right.
Every accolade that Jericho gets, he deserves. A lot of people critical on him, as am I, about how much he's talking bad about WWE. But I mean, the guy's paid his dues, and he's been around long enough that he's saying what he wants to say. I don't think he's lying. He mentioned the other day that Vince doesn't care about the IC title. Sounds like something Vince would say.
Yeah.
So if he's telling the truth, he's telling the truth. But congratulations to Jericho with his 30 years of service to us.
I got a couple with Jericho. Him winning that WWE Undisputed Championship, beating The Rock and Stone Cold in the same night. The same night. That I didn't see coming. I really thought we were going to get another Rock versus Stone Cold match, and we didn't. He won the championship. That was one. His time with Kevin Owens, man. He ain't Kevin Owens. They
were good.
Yes, that was classic. Matches. His match with Shawn Michaels, I won't ever forget.
Oh, that was a good one.
Yeah. And then his match with Kenny Omega in New Japan Pro Wrestling. That one. And then he's always good on the mic. But one that stands out to me that we never saw on TV, but we heard about it, was Chris Jericho standing up to Brock Lesnar when Brock Lesnar put that big gash
in Randy Orton's head.
Even though he didn't know that was a work, he still stood up for Randy and everybody else in that locker room, and he knew that Brock could kick his ass. But to stand up for the locker room in front of the biggest, baddest man in that locker room, that says a lot, bro. That says a lot.
Yeah, you know what? But when you're passionate about the business and you're thinking about stuff like that, he didn't care about Brock. He probably believed in that moment, if I gotta fight Brock, I'm gonna get some good shots in. Hey, Brock's human.
Oh yeah.
You kick somebody on the jaw with a lucky punch, they'll drop. Not every champion and not every person who's supposed to win the fight always wins the fight. So
that's true.
I think Jericho, and I like that he stood up for Randy. He's about the business, and everybody knows Brock's in for himself. So I like that. I'm glad he stood up for him.
No doubt.
And that is I wish that's something you really like to see, the behind the scenes. Where somebody's phone shaking and maybe somebody goes, world star, like something,
Yes, indeed. So you got something you want to say?
So listen, I don't know who's gonna watch this, and I wasn't gonna put it out there, but I figured that I've really been weighing what I was going to do, what I was going to tell everybody, what I was going to tell people personally over the phone, I was going to call you, but so many people I have to call and tell things to. I figured the best way to do is here, and I'm going to do it on my main page in a couple of days or whenever I get the feelings, whatever. But the people that I really want to know, I've already told, and I'm going to tell y'all. So I got some medical shit going on. Didn't know what was going on with me. If anybody's known me over the past 5 years, I've gained a substantial amount of weight. A lot. Let's go back, to WrestleMania 30 when I met Walter Sylvie. That's when I joined MVS. I weighed 245. Now people think that's heavy, but for me, 220, 230 is my weight because I used to play football and I wrestled and I was in decent shape. over the course of the last couple of years, you know, I've had some injuries. I had 2 herniated discs in my back. I had an old wrestling injury, a shoulder separation that's always been nagging at me. So my ability to work out has slowed down. I need my right knee is just about bone on bone, so I need a knee replacement there. So everything I wanted to do to get in shape is hard to do. Plus, I drive for a living. I drive a bus, and I'm back in the limo company, as you guys can see, of course. So I'm, eating on the run, poor eating habits. So part of it is my fault that I've gained this weight back. The other part that's not my fault, where I'm getting into it. So I went to the doctor. I've been going for the last couple of weeks. And so I got a thyroid issue going on. I got some kind of irregular thyroid. They want to do surgery. I'm not sure about that one yet. But the other thing is my liver and I don't drink, I'm not a drinker. I don't do drugs. I don't smoke.
Right.
I got something called NAFLD. It's called non-alcoholic fatty liver disease. So what it is where over the course of time, if you ever eaten real liver, or some people eat chicken livers, the white stuff, the white fat that's around the liver. So basically, what happens is, if you care to, you can look it up or look at a video. My liver is being blocked by all these fatty cells. It's like basically, so here's my liver, right? Mm-hmm. And then, so your liver's used for digestion. It deals with your protein, all that stuff. So I'm not getting any protein. So what the fat's doing is it's wrapped around my liver, so stuff's not going where it's supposed to. My digestion is messed up with my digestion. It's messed with everything. My organs are all being contracted in my stomach. So like if you notice, and I know we got people overweight, and I'm not ashamed. I'm not shaming anybody, but they did a test with me. So they put a body caliper on you, and they test your body fat. Now, if you know people have habitual obesity, they have the fat. You'll see it, like they have the fat on their wrist on the top, right?
Yeah.
They have the fat hanging off the back of their elbows, and you can tell. I have none of that. Everything is in my belly, like I drink beer, and I don't. Because what's happening is everything's contracting. Mm-hmm. So they're worried that my organs are being, my pancreas, my intestines, everything. My gallbladder, everything's being squeezed together. So I need surgery. So what has to happen is I got to go on this whole regimen of all this stuff. And what they want to do is, because of the thyroid issue and because of the fatty liver, they want to do the gastric bypass on me. Now, I'm not the kind of guy that would ever get surgery to lose weight, because I still can run. As fat as I am, I still can move. I don't move as fast as I used to, but I'm not my heart rate's good, which is good. My blood pressure's normal. So those things there, I'm good. But they're telling me because I'm 52 and because it's going to be hard for me to naturally lose the weight, is going to, I'm running against the clock right now. So there's two options. I can either get the gastric bypass or the sleeve. The bypass is where they cut out a piece. They cut half your stomach out.
Right.
I'm not going for that because that's just too much. So I'm going with the sleeve. And the reason why I'm going with the sleeve is because I will lose weight, but I can naturally do it too and get back to the weight I need to be. This isn't something I wanted to do. The doctor basically told me this: if you don't get this surgery, you're going to be dead in 5 years. So I got to do it. So if you notice, that's, I'm a lot more tired than I used to be. I'm very sleepy. I'm very, I'm not myself. But as of January is when I'm getting my surgery. So I got to go through a whole bunch of other tests in the meantime. I've already changed my diet 100%. So January, they wanted to do it in March. And this is what I told the doctor. I said, what can we do to get me in surgery earlier? He goes, well, you'd have to go through all these classes and do all this nutrition stuff. I said, I don't care what I got to do. I need surgery in the beginning of January. He goes, why? I said, because let me explain one thing to everybody.
Tell him.
I'm not the kind of guy that's going out like this, and nobody's gonna cut my stomach open while I can't travel. Because one thing I got to do, for most importantly, is I got to see you guys at WrestleMania. So
Hell yeah.
I want you all just to say the prayers for me and keep me in your thoughts. But here's how it's going. Tantilizing Tony ain't going nowhere. I'm getting this surgery in January, and I'll be fit in shape. And all y'all, whether it's in Tampa, whether in California, mark my words, I will be at WrestleMania.
Well, my brother, everybody in MVS and Mania Club, we all be praying for you. We want you to have a successful surgery. Come out healthy, and be right there with us at WrestleMania 37, wherever it may be, Tampa or California. And I hope they keep it in California because I got all my stuff ready lined up. I got my Airbnb. I don't feel like canceling something, making it somewhere else in Tampa. But
I heard Tampa. I heard Tampa though. I've been hearing Tampa.
Well,
but
they need to let us know soon, right? Because the tickets go on sale in November.
Yeah, so we will know soon. But listen, just so you know, I'm okay right now. I'm doing my normal stuff. I don't want you to worry. Like, oh my God, Tony, I'm good. I'm under the proper care. I'm still working. As long as I stay on the diet I'm staying on, you see the water. I'm drinking straight water.
There you go.
Flush out my system. I'm taking all kind of vitamins. I got my medications. I'm good. Just keep me in your thoughts and prayers. Because in January I'm getting this stuff, and I had to do it because it's a 4-week recovery, 2 weeks just laying around, then lightly start walking, and I figure by end of March I'll be dropped a couple pounds and I'll be ready to go. So you will see me at WrestleMania no matter where it is. If they put WrestleMania on Mars, I'm gonna be there.
We here.
Yeah, Jared?
Yep, I'm here. Definitely, I'm here. We good. If they put WrestleMania where?
On Mars, I'll be there.
Yes, indeed. No, most definitely. So, we got Raw Monday, NXT AEW Wednesday, Friday SmackDown. So, me and Tony going to do the show Friday or Saturday. We're going to talk about it. Do his schedule with him driving. We're going to talk. We'll do the show Friday or Saturday. But the following week, Mr. Steal Dibs is on vacation from UPS. So, we're going to do an extra couple shows if that's okay with Tony. We can go more into detail about Raw right after Raw goes off. NXT, AEW, when that go off, and then SmackDown. We can go more into detail about that when I'm on vacation. If that's cool with you.
Yeah, listen, my thing is this. I could have did the show last night from I was in the limo till midnight. I could have done it. But I like being home on my set. But if we got to do it while I'm on the road, I don't care because I got internet everywhere, so I can do it. So whenever you want to do a show, bro, and if I can just cut it short, tell you, hey, I got to go, you could carry on. We can maybe get Trohan in,
Mike,
3-man show, get whoever in, anybody. But whatever you want to do, bro, because I need something to keep me occupied. I ain't gonna lie, I am nervous, and I'm the kind of guy I don't like surgery. I am very. I told the doctor, yo, listen, just wait. Make sure I wake up because that's my one fear is down on that table. But I gotta get healthy because y'all need me. Y'all need the Tantilizer one in your life. Y'all need me, so I gotta stay around. So
most definitely, most definitely. So we're gonna let y'all know when we talk about it. We'll talk about it probably Monday after Raw or something. I'll text you. We'll go from there. But until then, that's the Tantalizing one. Tony Levin. I'm Mr. Steal Your Dibs. We'll catch you next time.